How's it going, everybody? And welcome to my Resident Evil game tier list, pretty much. We're just going to be looking at the console games, not the mobile ones, not the pachinko ones, because I know that counting those, there's like around 60 Resident Evil games, which is insane if you ask me. So we're going to go through mainline pretty much, and we're going to put them in different tiers and whatnot. So let's get to it. So, right off the bat, we got Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I'll be honest with you. When I had my PlayStation 1, I wasn't playing Resident Evil games. I was playing Crash. I was playing Spyro. I was playing Looney Tunes, and that was pretty much where I stayed. So, despite not me playing Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, I know this deserves an A spot, if not an S. However, the S spot is reserved for the games that are very special to me, that are my favorites, pretty much. However, I do know that this game deserves, if not the S, the A spot. And compared to the remake, honestly, compared to the remake, in my opinion, just kind of gets like a C. Like, I know C's get degrees. I was a C kid, but like the original just had so many more features than the actual remake itself. Like, just to name one, the original had branching paths, something that the remake just didn't really bring as well. I don't know why. Like, the remake actually feels like a movie in a sense, more than an actual Resident Evil game. And not only that, I think it's still ludicrous that they charged $60 when the game released. Like, come on. But regardless, it's still an okay game. Obviously, Code Veronica, I've never played it, but I do know that it's very highly regarded. I don't know if it's highly regarded as Nemesis or if it's like under. I'm gonna put it under, but please do understand I haven't played it. I could easily put it here and just haven't played it, and it could very well stay there. However, I do recognize that it's a good game. I wish I could play it at some point if it was ever remastered or remade. So, Resident Evil Gaiden, never played it. Resident Evil Survivor, actually never played it. Resident Evil, this one I did play, only for a little bit. Only for a little bit. I was much older. I was much older, and I was getting into emulating pretty much. So, but yeah, like I said, it was just for a little bit. However, this one was the one that I played. This one was the one that I looked up speed runs for. I didn't even know, like, the level of insanity that is in this one, which I don't know if it's like the enhanced version, if it's the remake or the remastered. I'm fine to call it a remaster, but the level of insanity where if you look up speedruns for Resident Evil, you are going to find people that know exactly where the zombies spawn. Because if you didn't know, there is a mode where you don't even see the enemies. You have to remember, you have to memorize where they spawn, where they are, and it is wild. Actually, that's how I got into watching a lot of speedruns. Yeah, like no joke. That was that this is it. This is it right here. And not only that, the first Resident Evil was the one who started the whole genre of horror survival. So a lot of good stuff there. A lot of good stuff there. Resident Evil 6. My God, that's an easy S plus. That's an easy S, just like the movies, just like the real live action movies. I'm kidding. This doesn't go there. I know, but hey, I just wanted to make you laugh or make you angry. I don't know. But Resident Evil 6, I know it's a goofy game, but it's okay. The first time that I played it around, I played it by myself, and the amount of quick time events and just over the top action and everything that happens, like, yeah, I know that Resident Evil got to a point where it was just pretty much action. So, however, it wasn't a terrible experience. Like I said, it was a goofy one, but still okay. I mean, there are definitely worse games out there, right? Also, Resident Evil Dead Aim, I never played it myself. See, some of these games I didn't really have the opportunity to play them. Same thing with Mercenaries. I had a 3DS, but I was pretty much spending all my time playing Monster Hunter and Kingdom Heart Dream Drop Distance. So I never really experienced it. So, same thing with Umbrella Corps. Umbrella Corps, if I'm not mistaken, came out on the Xbox 360, and by then I was playing Gears of War, Halo 3, I was playing Dead Space. So, yeah, I missed out on that one as well. Resident Evil 2. Oh, this is easy. Like this is same thing as with Nemesis. This is an easy S, but I'm going to leave it at an A. Why? Because I played this and I wish I actually owned this. Back a couple years ago, when I was with my ex, she had a PlayStation 1 where I played Tarzan for the PlayStation 1. I played a Rayman educational game that was cursed as all hell, and I'm cursed. And I post Instagram stories that are the definition of cursed, and that game was just something else. I'm telling you. And I remember I got the opportunity to play Resident Evil 2, the original, because I found it at a pawn shop and I was losing my mind, okay? So definitely a great experience, and Resident Evil 2 holds a very special place in my heart. The very same thing can be said about the remake. The remake, I absolutely loved it. I played it a couple times on stream. I always love going through the story because it's just fun. It's just it honestly is fun. Yeah. Also, if you go to RPD on Dead by Daylight, I hate you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But RPD is a rough map in Dead by Daylight. My God. Also, Resident Evil Zero. Resident Evil Zero goes here. Yeah, it gets C's. C's get degrees. I gotta be honest with you. I played the Wii version, which was a rail shooter pretty much, and that thing busted my wrist. I'm not gonna lie. Still though, not the same experience as playing it you know, like somewhere else. But and I don't even know if you could you play Resident Evil Zero? Actually, yes, you can because there's always a bundle on PlayStation. So I don't know what I'm thinking. I just basically played the Wii version, which may not have been the best idea, but hey, it was a rail shooter. I still enjoyed it, but it wasn't the same, is what I'm trying to say. But it still has a good story. It still really has a good story. My money is that Billy is Nemesis, and that is the theory that I'm sticking to. That's the theory that I'm sticking to. Oh my God! Look at this gem. Look at this diamond. This Minecraft diamond. Resident Evil 4 was one of the games I had for the GameCube. I didn't own a lot of them, mind you. I had Resident Evil 4, I had Luigi's Mansion, I had a game called Cubix, I think it was called, and it was like my first introduction to a gacha game. Pretty much my first introduction to gambling, if I'm being honest. But my God, that was a really fun game. And Resident Evil 4 was just, it was an experience, right? You just had to be there. From the moment you see Leon like in the car, when he's like walking through the woods, when he goes inside the house and he pulls out the photograph, he's like, "Have you seen this girl?" And obviously like the villager looks at him, he's like, "Que carajos es aquí?" or something along the lines like that. I know Spanish, by the way. So for me to hear Spanish for the first time in a game was mind blowing. I had no idea, and then just the unsettling feeling of you just walking through the woods and just hearing one of the villagers off in the distance like "un forastero," like just shouting it from the heavens, and then you turn around and there's no one there, and then you turn around and there's like five dudes in front of you with holding pitchforks ready to stab you. My God, I could go on the whole night talking about just Resident Evil 4 because that game is iconic. It's iconic. I love it. Resident Evil Outbreak, I think I played this one, and this is another rail shooter, but it didn't leave a big impression on me, so Defer, don't remind me, all right? Ooh, let's go. Resident Evil 5, baby. Honestly, this goes up here. I had an amazing time playing Resident Evil 5 when I did. I played it with a friend who I played Gears of War with. He was a really, really good friend of mine. And my guy, like, from the cutscenes to the combat, the takedowns, the unlockables, the boulder punching simulator, it's a great game. It's a great game. However, not great enough to be up here though. So hey, that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree, but that's just my opinion. But do tell me actually in the comments if you agree so far with me here. If you would make any changes, if you would like to explain something to me about Resident Evil Gaiden or Survivor or Dead Aim that I don't know. Heck, I might even play them because of that. But let's continue. Resident Evil Revelations. This game. Oh my god, this game. I I really really wanted to play this game back on the Xbox 360, but it was impossible to find people online. Nobody was playing this. Nobody. Especially since the second one had come out, no one was playing the first one. And I remember I convinced one of my IRL friends to play it with me. Excuse me. To play it with me, and we got really good at it. Okay. I started looking up guides, which, by the way, there were not that many on the internet, and there were not that many on YouTube either. So we just had to come up with our own ideas and strategies of how we could actually get the best weapons and the best attachments and everything, pretty much. And we never actually finished it. However, the first time going through it, I was legitimately scared. Also, I look a lot this way. You gotta understand. I am a Twitch streamer, and I just have like this lock on in my brain that I gotta look at chat. So my apologies. But yeah, Revelations was still. Honestly, I'm between goofy and don't remind me. Honestly, like honestly, yeah, D for don't remind me. I just like the moment I stopped playing it, my brain just erased it from my mind. So nothing I can do there. The second one, I didn't really actually play it. I played like the first episode and that was it, and I never touched it again. So sorry. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Did you know that Resident Evil's name, like I think it's like its name in Japan, is Biohazard, if I'm not mistaken. So seeing that Resident Evil 7 has the name Biohazard in its name was one of the things that once I learned about it, it just blew my mind completely. Not only that, the story, the way that it comes back to its horror survival roots, like when they first rolled out that trailer, it was like to me it was historical. I was I was hypnotized. I was in love, honestly. I really wanted to play it as soon as it came out. And I had an amazing time. I have in my memory like burned the image of when you're looking at the like the basement stairs, and you're like seeing Mia like crawling up. Oh my god. Jack. Oh, and Margaret. Oh my goodness. It's such a good game. Like such an incredible game. If I had to make a top 3, it would legitimately be like this. It would have to be Resident Evil 7, then 2, and yeah, then 4. It would be just like that. just like that, exactly like that. Yeah, and then Resident Evil Village. Yeah, and there would be like my top four pretty much. Wow. Oh my goodness. And the whole thing with Emily, incredible. I still haven't played the DLC, the latest DLC that came out for Resident Evil Village. I still haven't played it. I know it's been out for a couple weeks already, if not months. But I'm hoping at some point I can actually play it. Going on to Resident Evil Village, I genuinely did love the open space, the weapons, the story with Ethan, the more backstory pretty much into everything. The ending was downright beautiful. I cried. I'm a very emotional person, so I just cry naturally. But I really, really liked the game. Of course, there was a couple things here and there that I just, I was like, okay. But going like through the village pretty much and just like, like entering like these little houses and like finding stuff on them, the little side quests that there is in them, absolutely stunning. I loved it. Every second of it. Um, oh yeah, and I was gonna mention in Resident Evil 7 that I wasn't a super big fan of Chris Redfield at the end, but honestly, it was like such a minor detail. It was all right. It was all right. I still look up speedruns for this game. I haven't looked up for any for Village, but I still look up speedruns for Biohazard. So what's next? Outbreak Part 2. Never played it. Ooh, I did play this one. I did play this one, The Umbrella Chronicles. And this is a don't remind me kind of game. Why? Because this game right here did actually bust my wrist pretty bad because I wanted to play through it. I wanted to get the different weapons. I wanted to see the lore pretty much. Documents, files, and if you made any sort of mistakes, like if you made mistakes, you were screwed pretty much. Like you were screwed. So it was still fun for the time that I had it, but all in all, don't remind me. Please and thank you. Infinite Darkness. I haven't played it. Also, isn't there like a no, 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 no. This is the Infinite Darkness that's on Wii. Wish I had played it. Wish I had played it. I wish I had a Wii when the Wii was like at its, like prime pretty much. Is that Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City? Oh my god. Oh my god, that is by far the biggest piece of dog shit I have ever played. And I'm not kidding. This is not a bit. I hated that game. I remember buying it thinking, "Oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be incredible." I don't remember a single time I was ever happy with this game. I don't. It was all anger and it was all rage. So yeah, don't remind me. Do not remind me. Ooh, Resident Evil Resistance. I've never actually played this, but I feel like it's a mixed bag. Like a lot of people say it's like okay or good. Obviously, other people say that it's like really bad, it's unbalanced. I haven't played it myself. I don't know if it's I don't know. I don't know if it's free. I don't think it's free. Actually, I might even have it because I did buy Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes on Steam, so I just might have Resistance and I don't even know it. But I myself have not played it. And the RE-verse, has this even come out yet? Because I have no stinking idea. But all in all, still haven't played it. But there you go. That's the Resident Evil console game or mainline game tier list, whatever you want to call it. If you have any opinions or any comments on it, and again, if you don't agree with me, that's completely fine. But I do love this franchise, and I honestly, I can't wait for like more Resident Evil in the future. That's gonna be a lot of fun. That's gonna be a lot of fun with the remakes of the second one and the third one, and the fourth one coming out March 24, if I'm not mistaken. Right, March 24. I can't wait to see if potentially they remake the fifth one, and maybe they just go that far ahead, that plus ultra, and they actually do something about the 6, right? About Resident Evil 6. We can only hope, but that would be fantastic. If you made it to this part of the video, I just want to say thank you. I hope you had a great time, and I will see you in the next one, all right? Take care.